So they called me in to audition for the part of Rambo. And they said, now we do not want a Sylvester Stallone sound alike. I said, got it. And then to soften them up, to make them laugh, I started talking like this, and reading the lines. And I'm waiting for someone to, go, okay, ha, ha, ha. Now, and they're going, we love that. And I said, I thought you didn't want a Stallone sound alike. And they said, that doesn't sound like Stallone. I said, you're absolutely right. It doesn't.
What's up, everybody? We are back after a month away. Woohoo! There's so much to talk about. There's so many things to review. Mike watched a show based on one of my recommendations that he's actually enjoying, so that makes me happy. And just so much. I got a new microphone, so I sound beautiful. I haven't used my new stuff on the Three Geeks podcast.
Your nickname is the songbird of the Three Geeks podcast. You've always sounded beautiful. I don't know how you could sound more beautiful, but if the new mic makes you happy, then go for it.
Thanks, man. I lost my new snapback in Michigan. I'm so sad.
Oh, I mean, that state sucks. So that figures.
Eminem fan for like 20 some years. Finally bought merch. I finally bought one of his hats off of
that hat. Oh, that was a sweet hat.
I was thinking about it. I was talking to Samantha about it. I'm like, I'll just drive to Michigan. As I'm finishing that sentence, I'm like, it'll be way cheaper for me just to order another one because it's like $30 and a fan. So I'm gonna order another one because I like that hat so much. But yeah, so I got a piece of me in Michigan now.
Dude, I took my favorite Batman hat to Kings Island, and it fell off on the roller coaster. And I was like, it's okay. I'll, because they're like, well, we don't, we can't go look while the roller coaster is going. I believe somebody within a few months had already tried something like that and gotten kicked in the head and gotten their head kicked off, pretty much. So I was like, it's okay. I'll order a new hat, and I cannot find that hat anywhere.
I know. It's very sad.
I feel your pain, but at least you can order the new one. At least there's one coming.
Yeah. I feel that.
And Riley obviously knows
sympathy.
Your pain. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I ever have any favorite clothing items that I've lost through circumstances like that. I can't think of anything right now.
Not a watch, not a
Toyologist. What's up, Sal? Since you're here, I want to take 1 second. I want to promote this guy right here. He's a guy on Whatnot who sells DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. Always hooks up the people that are watching, gives out free stuff during his streams as well. So if you guys are free this weekend, they're doing a horror streamathon from 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time all the way on Friday, all the way till about 12 midnight on Saturday. Nothing but streamers giving out free stuff, selling stuff. Dude, Whatnot, if you're a physical media collector, Whatnot is the place to be. For real. They're not a sponsor. They should be a sponsor. Sponsor us, Whatnot. I've already reached out. I reached out to Whatnot.
Full disclosure.
Yeah. I'm
open. I've had many people suggest Whatnot to me. I've yet to check it out, but we did run into a few people. Was that the dude up in Monroe?
No, this is the guy I was telling you about.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, there's another dude up there that I met at the con who's like, oh yeah, we do Whatnot with the artists, and they're creating art and kind of auctioning it off right then and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So I mean, I should get on Whatnot, but I just stay away so I don't buy anything. I can't.
Fair, man. That's
I
fair.
Can't buy anything if I don't look at it.
It's hard to pass up deals too. You see something, you're like, "Oh, I want that!" And it's only $2, and then $2 turns to $4, turns to $6.
All right,
keep adding the $2 deals. I get it, man.
We just went to a con, and I'm like, I walked out of there with a sticker. That was the only thing that I bought for myself, and I was like, "You won this convention. You won." Because normally it's 3 pieces of art, at least 2 pops, and then 4 stickers. it just gets out of control. But no offense to that dude. I'm sure Whatnot's super cool. I just can't do it, man. I gotta protect my wallet as best I can.
Hey, what's up, Sal? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. We also got Frankie here today. What's up, Frankie? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Yeah, the con, Mike. You missed it. It was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Gary at Monroe Pop Fest has really done something. Like he trusted us to host his panel room, not knowing who we were. Like he kind of knew John in passing through Brian, and we reached out to him out of the blue. Said, "Can we control your panel room?" And he said, "Absolutely." First year, not a lot of people came. It's first year we're doing panels. Second year, we got a little bit more people. This year the panel rooms were rocking. Like we had full panels at some point.
Nice.
Max, first time ever, Max hosted the cosplay contest, and we'll see how long it takes him to realize he's muted as he continues to talk. But
I mean, he's still muted, so
yeah.
There you go.
Does it count as me cursing if I'm flipping you off? Like I didn't say anything.
No, man. I think we should the cursing ban is over.
Yeah, that's all over. It's a cool running gag when we got the demonetization clock, but it doesn't really matter anymore.
We're into our 10th year. Like this is the start of our 10th year.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
let's
do it.
Wow, a decade of podcasting.
I know. We're finally good at it.
Relatively.
In comparison to where it started, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't have to be drunk every show anymore. So that's a huge step in the right direction.
Just generic beer.
I pulled 2 of the costume contests. I'm really glad this dude won because I really dug the costume. He got second place, I believe, Max. Tell me if I'm
Max
incorrect.
Guy?
Max Headroom? Yeah, that was creative.
That was good. That was really good. I like that one.
And then first place, I believe, was this, right?
That's
the dude.
Yeah. That's elaborate. I have no idea what that is.
It's from Warhammer 40K. They're like Inquisitors or something. But that guy spent like 3 months building both of those, and like he had a freaking microphone in there, so like it with a voice modulator, so it was like really cool. That guy deserved to win. I mean, like I would have given them first and second, but like a lot of people showed up, so I didn't want to be like, oh hey, and like everything goes to this guy.
So, as the judge of that, what was your criteria for the cosplay? Because that seems like Max Headroom. And then that, so
right, I don't really have any like specific criteria. I do count like time spent, and if you actually made your costume, those go a long way for me. But like you just gotta like, are you pulling off what you are trying to pull off? Is what I am. It's like in The Dark Knight. Right now, like the faux Batmans at the beginning of the movie, like
hockey pants,
hockey pads. Like you're wearing hockey pads, like you're trying, and that's better than me. I've never even done a cosplay, so good on you. But like that doesn't win you the contest,
No, that's fair. We did pretty good. That was the first time, anybody's ever asked any of us to host a costume contest, and I feel like everybody did a great job.
Yeah, and like no mics, no like they didn't really tell us like what area to go in. Like it was all kind of just, hey, do the thing, and I had fun. I feel like it worked out. We did take care of the kids. Like after a certain amount of kids got involved, like there wasn't kids prizing, but we were like, hey, can we do some kids prizing? Because there's a fair amount of children. It doesn't make much sense to make them go up against obviously a dude who could spend 3 months in his basement building this thing.
It'd be funny if you gave like a prize away to the kid in an adult like kind of like competition, and one of the adults just throws a huge hissy fit at him.
Oh, that would have been perfect. That would have
bullshit, man.
Yeah. It's just because he's a kid. Yeah, no, that would have been great. But it was a lot of fun. It was I guess technically Tim was hosting. I was just yelling the names because I can say Japanese names, and there's a lot of anime cosplay.
Right.
So yeah, but it was
It
good.
sounds like fun. Yeah, sounds like fun.
And I really, like, I prefer these smaller cons. Like, having been doing them, going to these things for like a decade now, like, I, I just like the smaller cons. It's a little more chill, a little more, like, and everything is exactly where it's at. You can get to everywhere without having to walk 4.5 miles.
Right.
I'm down for the smaller cons.
Less corporate-y?
Yes, much less corporate fingers in the bowls.
Yeah. Well, it takes it back to like when the conventions first started, like pre-Star Wars stuff, where it was like straight up just like, okay, collectibles, comics, maybe you'll have the odd, cult celebrity there or so forth, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the panels I ran were so much fun. I got to interview these very talented, beautiful ladies, Hannah Freeman and Brittany Marbell, and so much fun. The one on the right was Sushi Girl, and the one on the left was in the movie Siren, and VHS. She was also in VHS, and very open and honest in their panels. I can't wait till the panels come out, because she was like, they asked her, they said, how did you get the audition for or how did you get the role in Sushi Girl? And she goes, I haven't seen Sushi Girl yet, but it's a very popular cult horror film.
Is that the one with Mark is Mark Hamill in that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. I've heard of this before. Yeah, he's like a gangster or something in there.
Yeah. Oh God, I must see this.
I think. I don't know. I haven't seen it either, but as soon as you said Sushi Girl, I immediately was like, the Mark Hamill movie?
Yeah, they asked her how she got the role, and she said the director asked how comfortable I was with nudity. So I just stripped in front of him and threw my panties on his head. And I got the role. And I said, and I didn't know what to respond to that, neither did the audience. And then somebody said, well, how'd it go for your second audition? He goes, same thing, but you can't do that for every movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she was clearly like fearless and in control of it. So it's like, good on her. I mean, if she's willing to be like that bold to.
That would have been funny though if the director sued her for sexual assault though. Like that would have been
a refreshing reverse of
yes.
the way it usually goes. Yeah. No, I'll have to check it out because the whole idea is like she's supposed to be. It's some kind of like she's like a board for sushi or something. Like
I think so. I saw images. I'm gonna
human
watch
display for sushi or something like that, and she like takes her. It's like a Kill Bill-ish type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll finally have to check it out. I remember seeing a trailer for it like years and years ago, and I'm like, "Hey, Mark Hamill," and then that was all I remembered.
That was as far as that went.
And then, like always, I ran the Power Rangers panel, which ran so much better than last year. I had actually seen Dino Thunder, which the two guys on the right were in. And, I was able to start off by relating with JDF, and they told some fun stories about working with him on set. The one guy, the Blue Ranger, didn't even know Jason David Frank was in the show until he got there. So he said he grew up watching Power Rangers, and then he shows up on set to be in Power Rangers, and then he finds out Jason David Frank is in the show as well, and he said his little nerd heart exploded.
Was he a regular on the show?
He was the Blue Ranger?
Jason?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
JDF was?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first time he came back, right?
Same character and everything?
Yeah, he was their
Tommy?
He was their professor in school, I believe.
Tommy became a professor. Okay.
I think he was a professor, maybe a professor in archaeology, I believe.
What?
I think. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time since I've seen.
Oh my goodness! Like
that is.
I mean, like gym teacher, right? Like
yeah. From what I remember about Tommy, it's like that is not the direction I was expecting that character to go.
No, I mean, like he's a great martial artist. Like he would be a fine gym teacher. What is going on? Oh no! Actually, he's got his PhD in freaking archaeology. Dr. Jones.
I mean, there have been how many versions of this show so far that like all the characters have probably gone through a gamut of different jobs. Like Billy probably went from being like a scientist to like a car salesman to.
Well, he just made his first appearance in that that recent thing that they did, and Billy's back as a regular on the new Power Rangers series, so of course I'm going to tune into that. Anytime they bring the original Rangers back, they've got me. They've got
I think
my
they know
view.
what they're doing.
They do. They've got my view. So, but yeah, he was a scientist, I believe, and we got to hang out with our buddy Tim. Unfortunately, the rest of Funny Sci-Fi couldn't be there, but Tim and Kendall were there, and it's always great to see Kendall. I know she has a great time at these things, and hanging out with Tim's always a blast.
I should just say,
Tim and Brian.
just to shout out to Tim, that guy is constantly putting out content. Like, I see it all over my feed. I mean, he goes into the grind really hard on the Star Wars stuff. And even though, like, I've kind of checked out of Star Wars, every day, there's a new article or a new podcast episode from him relating to, like, say, Ahsoka or whatever. And I'm like, good on you, man. You are putting the axe to the grind.
I don't know anybody who loves Star Wars more than Tim. For real.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody who loves it more than Tim, because Tim unapologetically likes it all.
Yeah, he's got an argument for everything, and I think that's why I like hanging out with him, because I'm just like, it's weird though, like being the hater. You know, it's like it doesn't make me feel good to like make people feel bad about something, you know. But I'm just like, I can't help but feel like something is bad or whatever. That's on me, you know. But then, like, you know, there was whatever movie that was, like, Jason went and saw. He's like, I really like this movie. I was like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, and this sucks about the movie. Jason was like, damn it, this movie sucks.
Yeah, there was Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
like, I remember leaving Suicide Squad, and I said it was okay, and I believe Max, the first time he saw it, said it was okay too, and then he went and saw it again, and then the whole grievance of Harley Quinn, why she was there, it just, once he brought up all those points, like, I can't watch that movie anymore. Like, at all.
Killed it. And, you know, like, I that doesn't make me feel good. You know, like, I'm not out to ruin your time.
I mean, it's one thing to just be outright, like, spewing venom nonstop about a product when you don't have a lot of critical thinking put into it. But if you do it, like, say what you did, you went back to it again, and you're kind of like, actually, no, that doesn't work for me, and here's why it doesn't work for me. And then that's fine. That's critiquing. And clearly, like, the critiquing got taken to heart because the second Suicide Squad movie, you know, they kind of
much better.
They listened to
so much better.
It's like, yeah, now Harley Quinn makes sense in the scale of the story, because it's not like a world-ending magical threat. It's just the giant starfish.
And she was supposed to be dead. You know, like they, like, the whole thing is like they sent Harley Quinn to die, which is like, okay, totally fine. You've explained why Harley Quinn is here. Like, that's all I needed.
Well, I mean, and all those characters, they're, you know, like Peacemaker or whatever Idris Elba's character's name was, or the Ratcatcher. It's like they're all like low level, you know, field people anyway. So it's like, yeah, it makes total sense if you're doing your island invasion storyline. Like,
right, and
get field people.
Yeah, and like nobody at the beginning knew that it was the world ender. You know, it's like, it ramped up, but like,
what's Harley Quinn gonna do? What's Harley Quinn gonna do against a god, basically? Yeah,
right. Yeah,
makes more sense.
But I've turned into Mike. Like, I am Mike in DC right now, because I posted a short about this, but I want to do the rant here too, because Aquaman 2, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, this movie means nothing in the scope of your guys' filming. And you guys ruined Blue Beetle, which is actually a decent movie, by putting it in between these movies that don't mean anything. Like, Aquaman 2, we know he's recast. We know he's playing a different role in DC. And the director is like on TV saying, well, I can't wait to make Aquaman 3. You're not making Aquaman 3. We all know Aquaman 3 is not happening.
I mean, like, if this is Aquaman, the death of Aquaman, and they bring in Blackwellad, I'm down.
Okay, I can see that. But there was some like brief like rumor or article, like test screenings, people walked out of the movie at a certain point. I'm like, oh, they killed a baby in this one. Like, they're gonna. I'm like, I called this. I did watch the trailer, and then as soon as I saw that he's like, I'm a father now, I'm like, oh, your baby's dead, because Black Manta straight up murders your kid in the comics. Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down for it. You know, again, like, if they are, you know, they're not going with Momoa as Aquaman anymore. They're going in a whole different direction. If they film the movie with that in mind, if they edit it with that in mind, maybe, you know, but like, I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it will be handled well. I'm definitely in the camp of why, but
It also reeked of they're still trying to emulate the Marvel formula because like they're trying to make what's the name of him and Patrick Wilson? Like they're brothers in the movie. I know that much. What was it Ocean Master?
Yeah, that's yeah.
They you realize in the trailer they're like really pushing like they're gonna be like the Thor and Loki of this DC universe that is ending now. Cause not realizing like, oh, Thor and Loki had like a real chemistry and like quite a few films to develop the sibling rivalry thing. And I was like, it's
I didn't
weird.
like Aquaman 1. I'm in the minority for that. Like, I didn't like it at all.
It was okay at best. I mean,
I won't lie. I actually own Aquaman, but it serves the purpose of being like a visualizer on my TV when I'm doing other stuff. Like, I just check out of it. I don't actually watch it. I'm just like, hey, the octopus is playing drums. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, like why not? Like, feel the beat. But I didn't hate Aquaman as much as I thought I would for sure. And yeah, it was like. It was just okay, maybe at best. An Amber Heard, like it's whatever. And when it goes away, I won't be sad.
Yeah.
On that somber note.
And that's the podcast. We'll see you later.
I gotta ask you guys, like, how gross does this look? Seriously.
What?
Like, what is the purpose here? You're supposed to mix the three together to get a s'mores?
What? Yeah.
Open up 3 cans of Pepsi and drink them all at once.
Why?
I don't. It does not sound good. It sounds gross.
Everything is that right there reeks of like, let's get the influencers to do live tastings. Let's put together. Like, let's see them combine the stuff in like a stream or a video and get their thoughts on it.
And I know Coke has done some of these weird flavors too. To me, it just screams like we want to be Mountain Dew. Like Mountain Dew has had such success, but Mountain Dew lends itself to different kinds of flavors.
Never did s'mores.
Yeah.
Right? They make flavors that make sense within their brand.
Yeah, but like it's I'm pretty sure it's all actually the same thing. Like it's just like the amount of dye they put in it that makes it taste different.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least they're just like, okay, we're doing extreme and this. Freaking and Baja Blast is probably their best.
It's funny.
Creation.
As I'm like going through the flavor palette, I'm kind of thinking like, okay, I could see the marshmallow perhaps tasting okay-ish, graham cracker. The chocolate one is the one I'm like, that feels like it just would taste gross.
Well, no, and like there's been chocolate soda in the past. Like that was a thing. Like,
but like
when they
Pepsi centric chocolate.
Oh
like,
yeah, like I'm not. There's a reason you can't find chocolate soda anymore.
Yeah.
Anywhere. So I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I'm not a Pepsi guy aside from like a Dr. Pepper, which is owned by Pepsi but isn't like adjacent in flavor. But like, yeah, I'm not a Pepsi person. Like, if you had to say like you're gonna have a Pepsi or a Diet Coke, I'll be like Diet Coke.
I grew up in a Pepsi household. Like, if you to this day, if you try to bring any Coke product to my mom's house, like you'll get thrown out of there. Like you do not bring Coke in here, and I still won't drink this Pepsi. That stuff looks so nasty. I mean, like I don't know. Maybe if we got like 1,000 viewers, I will mix all the Pepsis and drink them together.
There we go. That's what it is. It's like, hey, pledge to our Patreon in order to reach the stretch goal of Max making this concoction,
this s'mores beverage,
which is just you pouring 3 cans into like 1 pitcher.
Right, and then drinking that.
I'll try all 3 when we get to 500 subscribers, which we are 16 subscribers away, everybody.
All right, so we might actually have... All right. I'm going to go find 16 people to subscribe right now just because I want to see Jason choke down that nasty crap.
Yeah.
I will. I'll drink them.
Meanwhile, I'll just have a root beer float. I'll be good.
And then I'll become diabetic by the end of the stream, and it will be fun. Goodness. It'd be worth it though, because we'll have 500 subscribers.
Right, we'll hit the 500. Yeah, but that's gross. I'm sad that you brought that to my. I was, ignorance is bliss and knowledge is a burden. and I don't know why you burdened me with this knowledge.
That's like the reverse Matrix speech from Cypher. He's like, I know that this Pepsi doesn't exist. I know that when I drink it, my brain is telling me it's gross and marshmallowy. But you know what? Ignorance is bliss.
So, Mike, are you caught up on My Adventures with Superman?
Yeah, there was only 10 episodes, so
Okay.
yeah. I watched them all as they came out the week of their debut and stuff. Yeah, really solid show.
I liked the spoiler alert. I liked the added element of General Lane, Lois's dad, working with Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great, and what a great story! It didn't even rely on like typical Superman villains.
No, not for the most part. Or the villains are like really, really reworked to be not totally 180 from what they are in the comics, but not as familiar as you probably see. Like Parasite, his origins and how he becomes Parasite and his whole setup as Parasite is tweaked significantly, but it works in the context of like all this stuff, all the supervillain gimmicks and stuff kind of stem from the alien tech that came over when Superman came over. And I kind of like that. I like the Sam Lane subplot. Yeah, I call as soon as I saw there's a general there, and I'm like, huh. Lois Lane in this is Korean, or at least is of Asian descent. That general looks very much of Asian descent. That's her dad. Okay, got it. So I was just waiting for that shoe to drop like by episode 5 or whatever.
Yeah,
but
the writing, the animation, even Superman. Like Superman is not the all-powerful being. Like he is powerful, but he does have a little bit more weaknesses as he's discovering what he can do.
He has to get charged up for a lot of the show. Like it plays into some of the anime tropes of like character has to kind of build up their power level, so to speak, and endures a little bit more and more as he goes along. Yeah, the writing's really solid on it. I really like what they did with Clark Kent and with Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen in here. I love the subversion of like they all just know they're in on it from the get-go. That's fine, and that works for this dynamic, because otherwise, yeah, how many seasons of Lois and Jimmy being stupid are you going to be able to tolerate? It's like, just get it out of the way, and it makes the relationships a lot more believable.
That is the one thing I like about modern superhero storytelling, is that the secret identities to those around the characters is no longer a thing. Like, we're not hiding it anymore. They did that with Spider-Man pretty much like right off the bat, and pretty much everybody has followed suit. And Man of Steel did it too, though it was caught on pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, he still has it, but when it comes to like, his immediate circle of people, yeah, absolutely. It's like, what's the point of this? Like, they spend an equal amount of time with both Superman and Clark Kent. How do they not know it? And it makes the characters, like I said, it makes them look dumb if they can't figure it out.
I got something to tell you.
This whole time.
Oh my goodness!
What I love about that is even on the audio version of this, you will hear Max's glasses get whipped off his face. You're like you can hear him go thwip with his glasses.
Oh man,
like...
yeah, the onomatopoeia is real. It happened. I watched the first episode. I haven't been through the whole thing yet. Somebody had said to me it's like an anime Superman, so I was kind of thrown by that at first, because I was like, this is not anime.
Mm-hmm. Well, anime in terms of like design and sensibility, but like after that, like it's a straightforward show.
Yeah, and like I was down for anime Superman, but it's definitely just animated Superman, not anime. So yeah, like that kind of threw me at first, and I don't know why, like I was tripped up on it, but that happened. But I don't hate it, and I'm going to watch the rest of it at some point. But
sorry for spoiling it.
Oh no, you're all good. I was only half paying attention the whole time you guys are talking.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any anime real experience, so to me it has an anime aesthetic, which is what I was referring to.
The more I was watching it,
it was you.
Oh,
to me.
It was me.
No, it's Jason. Like, you'll have to watch hours and hours and hours of anime and then animated things to know the difference. And I'm happy to do that with you.
I understand it had elements of that. That's what why I thought it was. But I want to know is if somebody liked this, which had elements, what is a good place to go from here in the anime world?
Go into the anime world, Jason.
Yeah, just get into anime.
We haven't been in there yet.
But I haven't liked anything I've
seen. You're over here in animated, and you've not.
What have you watched? What anime have you watched?
I don't know. Selena used to play a bunch of stuff around me, and I've watched
she's got horrible
taste. I'm thinking about checking out My Hero Academia because it seems to be very popular.
My Hero Academia is the greatest distillation. Is that a word? Whatever. It's the greatest boiling down of Dragon Ball Z that they've made so far. There's Dragon Ball Z. There's so much filler and just like awful. awful long periods of time where nothing happens. Then they go into Naruto, which I say is like the second coming of Dragon Ball Z. But there's still a bunch of filler. It's still kind of flat in a lot of areas. Then they go to My Hero, which I am a fan of. It took me forever to watch it because I didn't want to get sucked into it. But My Hero is all right. Like I think the story is decent. The powers are cool. Which is what gets me. Like they have this like weird offbeat, because like they're not trying to just do a Superman and a Batman. Like they got to do something else. So I really like the power sets that they give the characters. I would say give My Hero a shot. That's really easy, light anime to watch. Cowboy Bebop is probably some of the best anime ever made.
But it's also taking a lot of American influence there too.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I've heard the live action One Piece is pretty good. Has anybody seen that yet?
Oh God, I can't One Piece. I can't.
You're not a One Piece fan in general.
No, dude. There's over 1,000 episodes of One Piece. There's over 1,000 episodes. Obviously not of the live action One Piece, but the original anime One Piece is still going, and it is at like 1,100 and something episodes. I refuse. Nothing should take 1,000 episodes. Get out of here. If you can't tell your story in 1,000 episodes, you are stringing me along.
That's kind of why I like stuff like, say, Cowboy Bebop or what was it, The Big O and stuff, where it's like it has like a short, arc, and then it doesn't need anything else. Like
Death Note, the first season, before what I call the anime turn. That is really great anime, and then it hits that anime turn, and you're just like, yeah.
I do want to check that one out too. I always forget about it, but I do want to check that one out.
I want to say, like, getting back to my adventures with Superman, I was one of the people, I mentioned it here, like, kind of touting it has the aesthetics of some anime. Like, every once in a while, you'll have, like, a character make, like, the exaggerated face, and a lot of the character designs do have something of that anime sensibility, the big eyes and smaller kind of like mouth and things like that. But in terms of its animation fluidity and style, it actually reminded a lot of the Netflix She-Ra. Like it has a lot of similarities with that in terms of the writing and the action too. And so I was like, okay, this is kind of a good successor to that show, because I actually really enjoyed that show. I finally got into it like a couple years ago and watched it all the way through when it was done. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see some similarities here. It works.
Yeah, Jason, what you want to do with an anime is find one that ends. Those are always better than ones that drag on. I feel like the less seasons they get, the generally the better they are.
All right, so what I heard is if I want to check out One Piece, I might as well just watch the live action because that will eventually end. So I'll check that one out.
Yeah. I mean, whatever with One
or
Piece.
It'll get canceled. One of the two.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting good buzz, probably. I actually have my Netflix turned off right now because there's nothing on there I want to watch. Cobra Kai and Stranger Things, who knows when those are coming back. So I'm pretty much good on Netflix till they come back. I can't think of anything else on there I want to watch right now. I watched
American Barbecue on Netflix. And I mean, I love that barbecue show. I am 100% down for that. I always watch it when I'm stoned and then I get hungry. And
I watched that crime. I watched that crime show by Stephen Moffat called Inside Man. It's basically Sherlock, except it's Stanley Tucci and he's on death row. He's Sherlock on death row, and David Tennant's in it as a vicar, and he'll let you know he's a vicar all the time. But
Is he like a vegetarian? He's like a vegan vicar.
No, he at one point by the end of the show, he's like, "I'm the fucking vicar," and I'm just like, I mean,
okay.
Everyone's eating up their performances, but the show is so dumb because the whole central struggle of it centers around a misunderstanding that could have been cleared up with literally like a 5-minute discussion. And it's so infuriating. And the whole time I'm like, these performances deserve a better motivation.
Yeah, I don't know. There isn't much on Netflix that I have to watch. Yeah, like and I was talking to somebody about Netflix anime, Castlevania, freaking Cyberpunk, Arcane, excellent shows. All of them excellent shows. But again, we don't know when we're getting more of that.
There's still only one season of Arcane, right?
Yes,
they never released the second one. Okay.
No. And again, like first season, awesome. Mm-hmm. Watch it, and if that's all you get, just be happy that they gave you that. Like that, it's totally 100% awesome. And
I gotta say, it made me care about those characters that show up in that showed up in like the rolling ads before my videos for a while. I'm like, I don't know what this game is, but now I understand who some of those characters are.
Oh yeah, very well done. And yeah, like so there was that, but like I don't know how much more of that we're gonna get. So it's whatever. It's whatever with Netflix.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm going to do like an every other month thing, cancel some, keep one on, cancel, keep one on, because there's no sense in paying for it if I'm not going to use it constantly. The one I use the most is Amazon Prime, and then Hulu right behind it. So
and Prime has also the benefit of being able to add on different, because like with Prime you can get Max and you can get all the other stuff, and it doesn't have to support itself. But I mean, like, there's also some great shows on Prime too. Like, I love The Expanse. I love, there's a few good shows on Prime that are still going, and but
also Prime's where you can find more of those really terrible DTV movies that look like I shot them, but so those are always interesting to come across, like, oh, this is a Christian film made for like $10,000.
Let's go.
Take it back to Monroe for a second. All throughout Monroe, because even Max was behind an episode, all Tim wanted to do was find one person that had watched all of Ahsoka up to the point of the con, and he never found that one person. So he left the con very unsatisfied. Max, are you caught up now?
Yeah, I was caught up at the con.
Oh, how did you guys never cross paths about this?
we did.
They met at the train station. They were looking for each other.
No, we talked about it. I was like, it's better than I thought it was going to be, but not as good as I want it to be.
Which is a rave review on Ahsoka, in my opinion, because Max hates that character. So the fact that he is enjoying it at all is like, it's probably the best Disney Plus show I can't wait to watch.
You know what though? It's the same thing as all the Filoni shows. That I mean, like, I don't like them. I'm not a Clone Wars fan. I'm not a Rebels fan. I do like Bad Batch. They got me with Bad Batch, but that like that's not really dealing with Jedi and stuff. So like I can deal with peripheral stuff. But like the best part of them is always when they do ancient Jedi stuff. That's always the good episodes when they're dealing with like, okay, like let's figure out like where we came from, what's going on, to deepen our level, deepen our use of the Force, and it's always super cool. Like one of my favorite thing on Ahsoka, and spoilers, I'm sorry, is when she talks to the whale. If you've not gotten up to the point where like they gotta, because like Ahsoka for me, like it's the same Indiana Jones feel as the third. What was the third movie? Yeah, it was just like, oh, we got to go get a thing, and then we got to go find this that'll help us get that. But they don't. But like, they're like, oh, there's a map to this dude, and I'm like, why would someone make a map that they just don't intend on using? Like who made the map? Why? Like, how did we get here? And it's like they kind of explained it away in the last episode, but it's still just stupid. Like, why did this thing exist? Because it's like when space whales, they are the first users of hyperspace travel. There's a species of whales that can navigate hyperspace, and that is awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm down for that, right? Like science fiction. Freaking yeah, so the whole point of the story is they're trying to bring back this evil guy who was zapped into hyperspace by some whales in a different series, and they don't say, hey, like, we have this map of hyperspace whale migrations that, we think that he might be here in the whale's hyperspace travels. Like, they never said that. And it's just like, that's the easiest line to explain away, like, why this is important, like, why you think this will get you to your end goal. And yeah, they kind of do it in this last episode, but like, it's just like dumb. Like,
So,
why wouldn't you do that to start with?
Remind me, this takes place after Return of the Jedi, but before Force Awakens, right? It's in that 30-year period. Okay.
Yeah, this is them trying to make people
Connect
forget
it all.
about the sequel series. Yeah.
Well,
they're doing
it's
a
hard to
lot
do that
of-
because we all know it's going towards something stupid. So
Yeah, and it's using hyperspace whales to get there.
it's going to Snoke was in a tube, so that's hard for me to care.
Play Torso's Eka Squad. How you doing?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, like, I'm enjoying when they do awesome Jedi stuff. I'm enjoying Ray Stevenson, and it sucks that he's passed, but
Yeah.
like I really liked him as an actor. I loved him as Pullo in Rome, and I've been kind of following him ever since.
I rewatched
really
Warzone.
Yeah,
He's
Warzone,
really good.
Yeah, a great Punisher film. I think that one was actually done more correctly than than the other one. But yeah, it's there is some cool stuff in Ahsoka. I can't say it's all Filoni'd and terrible, but also it's definitely Filoni'd, and some of it is terrible.
I just re-upped on Disney Plus, so I plan on jumping into Andor. I kind of did the Netflix thing. There's more on
Andor's so
Disney
good.
Plus that I definitely
Andor's
want
so
to
good.
watch. Like, I'm not comparing the two because there's a lot of stuff on Disney Plus I want to watch, but I just re-upped and I'm going to binge through Andor. I want to watch Young Indiana Jones. I want to watch Ahsoka, and then Loki's back, so I want to watch that too.
Loki, man.
So much stuff to watch. But Mike, you watched Succession, man. I'm so happy that you're enjoying it.
I'm only in the second season though, because I fell asleep like in the beginning of the second season, so I need to revisit. Like, I fell asleep after he got pulled out of the tub in rehab, so I like it though. It's fun. I mean, it's a good character study of miserable assholes, like you were saying. Everyone's a terrible person, so
Yeah.
But it is entertaining. It is very entertaining, and I am getting into it quite a bit. I'm not over the moon in love with it like some folks are, but I can appreciate it. I understand why it got so many Emmys.
Like I said, Culkin is definitely the acting standout in that show to me, but the entire family is a bunch of assholes. Like, the daughter was the one that I think I connected to the most, but even as the show progresses, she becomes more and more of the asshole too. So
I don't know if you could tell by the time I sent you that message, but I had been drinking a little bit, and so I'm like, yeah, I was like, God, I hate Connor. I hate fence-sitting characters who are like, well, whichever way the wind blows, that's how I'll do it. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. So, but yeah, like, I hate that character so much. He's so placid and so just going with the flow of what everyone else does, to the point that I'm just like, you suck, Cameron.
Well, I mean, Culkin's character is kind of like that too. I don't.
Yeah,
know
but he has a little bit more of like, there's, like you said, he's got a more of like an attitude, and like there's this very eccentric personality that comes through quite a bit. I did like in the gala episode in the first season where Connor is losing his shit at everybody, and then at the end when it goes off fairly well, aside from the family drama, he's like praising everyone. Like, I do love the performance, but that character, I'm just like, I I hate you, fence sitter.
No, I
Yeah.
thought of that show like, I don't know if you've ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I'm like, what if they were actually rich? Like, that is Succession to me.
If they had resources, holy God. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm on the 4th episode of the 2nd season, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so things that don't belong together, like I get Doctor Who coming to Magic the Gathering. I get I got Lord of the Rings, like it kind of fits. Jurassic Park coming to
Dude,
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. No, why are you a hater?
I don't understand.
Why are you a hater? What's to understand?
Why does Dr. Ian Malcolm need to be a legendary character in Magic the
Because
Gathering?
he can't. Because people love Jurassic Park. Like the thing that I love about Magic is it is the best trading card game you can play.
It is. I agree.
It's hands down more fun than any other trading card game. Now, that means that the rules and mechanics of Magic are the most fun. Does it matter what the card looks like? Does it matter whose name is on the card? No. What does it do? That's what matters. So I don't care. Like whatever they want to mix Magic with, I'm down. Like, as long as you keep the game fun, I don't care. So yeah, bring Jurassic Park, bring My Little Pony. I don't care.
Now, not even gonna lie, I'm not a My Little Pony fan at all, but those cards did look pretty cool. Like I saw the screen grab of them, and I don't know which link you're referring to, President. Let us know, and I can fix that for you.
Yeah.
But
if
I
you try
just
to
saw
get the
them.
link to our OnlyFans, like you have to become a Patreon first.
When I saw that this Magic thing was happening and we were doing the show tonight, I originally put it on here because I wanted a Justin rant, but there's no Justin, and I already had it in the show notes. So
did Justin
I tried
say
my
he was
best
upset
to be
about this?
Justin. He doesn't like that. I don't think he likes all the extra Magic stuff. I think he likes it being simple.
Like there's a camp of Magic players who are like, Magic is fantasy, and I want it to be that. And I'm like, well, man, it's been that for 30 freaking years. Okay, like we've got 30 years of it. The same way we've had 30 years of the same decade in Star Wars, and I'm tired of it. Like, let's do other things. My favorite Magic set of all time: giant robots and cyberpunk ninjas. Okay, like.
Hey man, I'm actually in the same camp as you. Like, I'm no longer playing devil advocate. Like, if you don't like the new Magic cards, good news. There's a different set coming out in a week that you can pull cards from.
And there's 30 years of other sets for you to play with. Like, let other people have fun. I don't understand why the haters I just, there's no reason for you to not like what's going on. Other than the aesthetic. If you want to be fighting orcs versus elves and goblins, then you can do that. Now, and heck, even in the new sets with all I bet you there's an orc or a goblin in the Jurassic Park set.
They're still expanding the other ones, right?
Yeah.
They're expanding the main Magic still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so what's the big complaint?
The Jurassic Park cards are just part of the next set. Like they're not its own set.
Oh,
they're gonna
okay. So that's kind of dumb. I don't like that. Because they did the same thing with Transformers, and I was like, these Transformers cards are cool. I wish they would have gotten the Lord of the Rings, treatment and gotten their own whole set, and everything is contained in here. They didn't do that, and it's just kind of
Transformers should be its own set. I don't know how well Jurassic Park would do as a complete set, but Transformers would have done great. The day that they announced Power Rangers, I am pre-ordering 7 boxes.
I'm like, it's freaking Hasbro. It's Hasbro that owns Wizards of the Coast. Why isn't there a Transformers set, a G.I. Joe set, a Mask set? What are you guys doing?
You can release it as Hasbro Classics. Make it one set if you want.
Or you can just be like, hey, this is Magic now. If you don't like it, fuck off. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. There's a reason that people go ahead and make their own proxy cards with the Ninja Turtles on them and all this other stuff. It's because you want to be playing the cards with that. But the mechanics of the card works the same, regardless of what the picture is. Like, it's not about what you see; it's about what the card is. Like, it's a whole metaphor for life.
Yeah,
Man, there's a lot of things in life that people just need to shut up about, and just, if you like it that old way, play it the old way. Like, there's a new thing. Let the people that like the new thing enjoy the new thing, and you like worry about the old thing.
Welcome to Intellectual Property 101. It's like, yeah, this is how it works. It's all the same structurally. You just put a fresh coat on it, and it's that's how you keep the market of buying shit going.
Dude, I mean, like, but they did the right thing with the Lord of the Rings set. Like, the Lord of the Rings set was a lot of fun. I'm not talking about the one-of-one serialized ring card that Post Malone spent $2.6 million on. I'm not.
I will say this about the One Ring card. That was the most brilliant marketing campaign I think I've ever seen a company do. Like, it was everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you had people searching for that, like looking for the golden ticket, and buying Magic. Buying a Magic product and not caring anything about it. But like, aside from that, the set was good. The flavor of the set was good. They did a lot of things right with that set, and I want to hate on them for all this cash grabbing that they're doing, but at least that set was fun. So I'm like, if you make a good product, I can't hate on it. So like, was it a cash grab? Obviously. Like, why you don't do one-of-one serialize the One Ring, like as a joke or like, oh, haha, this will be fun. Like, you knew what you were doing, but like, again, the set was good. Like, I enjoy a lot of the cards. I like the Hobbits. I like, the Nazgul. All that stuff is in there, and so they did it right. They got the right person in charge of it, and they paid homage to a thing that a lot of people love. And if it had been crappy, like, it definitely wouldn't have sold as well. Obviously, it still would have sold really well because of the one-on-one ring. But like, there's no aftermarket. There's no and people playing it, people hanging around, people asking to play the game. Like, all these things come with doing a good job. And congratulations, guys, you did a good job. Like, I need them to do that more often.
Like, the same reason I'm on Whatnot, I watch a lot of resellers just because I want to learn, because I like to resell myself. And I got to say, like, even after the One Ring was sold, the Magic boxes only dropped $100. Like, they went from $500 to $400. Like, they were still going for absurd amount of money. And that is because of the set, not because the One Ring was found. There's no more reason to, hype up the prices. But the set was so good. Like, money speaks.
Yeah, how wild is that whatever expansion set or whatever deck you go with in terms of Magic, whether it's the Jurassic Park or the Lord of the Rings or what have you, those sets are still of value. Like, you're still going to be able to fetch a good price for them regardless. Like, and you'll at least fetch a good price more than, like, say, NFTs now. So,
oh god,
like, seriously, like, your whole deck, regardless of whatever IP is attached to it, will go for at least a couple hundred probably, compared to something you can't even tangibly own. Like, it's just out there in the ether anyways. So
I don't understand the NFTs. I never understood that, but it's when you're making a collectible card game, you should make your things collectible. Like, that's that's just 101. Disney put out their new game called Lorcana, but like, what they're doing now, I feel like, is just manufacturing scarcity. The game, I heard, doesn't isn't the end all be all of trading card games, and it's just like, okay, I need my
Polar Night. This is the best comment I've had. Congratulations. You just won a digital copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Email me at 3geekspodcast@gmail.com. I will send you the code this evening or tomorrow morning, depending on when I read my emails. But
you are a champion.
I love this podcast. It is the perfect evolution of beard growth. Thank you.
I like that.
Oh man. Okay, so we end on that, right? Like, that's where
we definitely end on that. Look, guys, I'm not going to get into any of the details, but I saw something last weekend that I think more Americans need to do. I saw two people with opposing views have a civilized conversation with each other and walk away as friends. And I got to say that
we were yelling, but that was only because the bar was loud.
Well, I wasn't going to get into like all the details of who it was, but yes, it was funny. There's a lot of funniness to that story, but I won't get into it. I just want to say two people with opposing views walked away as friends while having a civilized conversation. We need to do more of that in America. Remember that, guys. More than 3 parties, term limits, age limits. I mean, I'm not going to get political, but that's just common sense.
Even though you just did, but
yeah. No.
It should not look like a nursing home. That's all I'm saying. It should not look like a nursing home. Like, I should not feel like I can go do Matt talk in front of our government. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, dude, you should, though.
You should.
Yeah, you really should, though.
Oh, my God, man. I don't even want to know what the questions that they would have and loopholes they would find in that show.
It would be Matlock questions. It would be very detailed, in-depth Matlock questions.
They may get involved in the monopolization of media if you're like, listen, Matt Talk could possibly make a comeback if the studios are willing to pay their talent.
That is the movie. It's actually the new animated movie, Polar Nights. But if you don't want it, that's cool. But feel free to email me if you do. And thank you so much for tuning in.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is science fiction.
He says, take care, have a good day, and no worry. I don't play video games. I'm all about sci-fi movies and TV shows, which we are too. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Is he talking about sci-fi, like the channel sci-fi, like, or does he mean just science fiction in general?
Sci-fi. Yeah, it was SYFY, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Siffy too. They make good shark movies that I'm all into. But guys, check out youtube.com/Mike McGee. Check us out on all social media platforms. I'm posting shorts. 2 of my solo shorts went over 1,400 views, which I was so excited about. But guys, thank you for the support. Our podcast feed jumped up, and it's all because of you. So subscribe, like, comment, share. Let's talk to you guys very soon.
Recycle your droids.